I graduated high school in Cleveland, Ohio in 1975. And just like my parents did when they finished studying abroad, we went back home. Finished university education, got a medical degree in 1986, and by the time I was an intern, house officer, I could barely afford to maintain my mother's 13-year-old car. And I was a paid doctor. But critical poverty, this slide is from a presentation I gave not that long ago. Gapminder.org tells the story of the gap between Africa and the rest of the world in terms of healthcare. Very interesting. That's a taxi, and you have police on them. So tell me, how many people do you think, how many policemen do you think are on this taxi? And now? 3. And it just reminds me of the thought of what happens when one of us on a taxi like this falls off, has an accident, and needs a hospital. Every time you go there, you know that if you actually need critical care of any sort, if you have an accident, of which there are many, there are accidents everywhere, where do they go? This is where they go. These are not old pictures, and these are not from some downtrodden. This is a major hospital. In fact, it's from a major teaching hospital in Nigeria. Now that is less than a year old. In an operating room, as sterilizing equipment in Nigeria. You remember all that oil? Yeah. I'm sorry if it upset some of you, but I think you need to see this. That's the floor. Okay, you can say some of this is education, you can say it's hygiene. I'm not pleading poverty. I'm saying we need more than just, vaccination, malaria, AIDS, because I want to be treated in a proper hospital if something happens to me out there. So, sustainable solutions. This was my first company. This one's sole aim is to provide the very things that I think are missing. So we put my hand in my pocket and say, guys, let's just buy stuff. Let's go set up a company that teaches people, educates them, gives them the tools they need to keep going. And that's a perfect example of one. Usually when you buy a ventilator in a hospital, you buy a different one for children, you buy a different one for transport. This one will do everything, and it will do it at half the price and doesn't need compressed air. If you're in America and you don't know about this one, we do, because we make it our duty to find out what's appropriate technology for Africa, what's appropriately priced, does the job, and we move on. Anesthesia machine, multi-parameter monitor, operating lights, suction, this little unit here. Remember your little 12-volt plug in the car that charges your whatever, Game Boy, telephone? That's exactly how the outlets are designed. Yeah, it will take a solar panel. Yeah, a solar panel will charge it. But if you've got mains as well, it will charge the batteries in there. And guess what? We have a little pedal charger too, just in case. And guess what? If it all fails, if you can find a car that's still got a live battery and you stick it in, it will still work. Then you can customize it. Is it dental surgery you want? General surgery you want? Decide which instruments. Stack it up with consumables. And currently we're working on oxygen delivery on site. The technology for oxygen delivery is not new. Oxygen concentrators are very old technology. What is new, and what we will have in a few months, I hope, is the ability to use this same renewable energy system to provide and produce oxygen on site.